Barry Bonds.
All right, Barry Bonds. So Barry Bonds received a spotlight as a part of Major League Baseball's acknowledgement of Black History Month. Just acknowledging his career and talking about how impactful he was and all that good stuff, right? Generally positive. People aren't here for it because he's suspected of cheating. They don't like it. They don't think that it is a good look for Major League Baseball to be spotlighting Barry Bonds because of the speculation that is around him cheating, even if it's during Black History Month, and he is nevertheless an influential um, black professional athlete. And within the context of sports, we point out black pro athletes during Black History Month. That's kind of a customary thing. But MLB is getting backlash from the sports consuming community for acknowledging Barry Bonds because of his speculated cheating. So this says biggest cheater of all time. MLB faces backlash from fans after posting Barry Bonds tribute to celebrate Black History Month. Barry Bonds might be the most polarizing player in Major League Baseball, arguably the most talented player to ever grace the major leagues. Bonds made a name for himself by not only excelling on the field, but also his multiple controversies off the field. The ultra talented Bonds was one of the most feared hitters in MLB history, yet his connection to the use of performance enhancing drugs has tainted his legacy. His connection to the steroid scandal, as well as his fiery attitude towards the media and journalists who covered him throughout his career, have kept him out of the Hall of Fame. While some feel that this is the wrong decision by the Hall of Fame voters, there remains a stigma around Barry Bonds and the steroid allegations that have followed him well after his playing days. So we'll just read here some of these tweets. Barry admittedly treated the press like dirt. That is why he's not in the hall. MLB didn't start testing until 2003 season. Most of his accomplishments occurred before that. 60 to 80% of players were juiced back then. Many of them are in the hall. Piazza, why not Barry? So that was somebody who actually was coming to Barry Bonds' defense. And this right here is the tweet, or rather the whatever. This was the post
Mm.
acknowledging Barry Bonds during Black History Month. So this was what MLB put out, acknowledging his achievements and his contributions to the game. Though Barry Bonds has not and may never find himself enshrined in the National Baseball Hall of Fame, this did not prevent the MLB from promoting his career on their social media accounts. The MLB decided to highlight the incredible offensive career the of Bonds as part of their Black History Month posts, something that did not go unnoticed. So that above tweet, the above post was that's what I showed you. So here are a couple of people here who took issue with it. Put him in the Hall of Fame. Nah, give a long Twitter post during Black History Month. Yep. Um, Confusion. You know, why is the MLB gaslighting Barry? I'm trying to find some of the. I'm trying to find. Here we go. So here's biggest cheater of all time. Cheater. Um, Here's another one. He cheated, and no one can change my mind on that. He was Coopertown bound before he began to juice up. Look at his body as a pirate, and then in the year 2000. With that said, he should get a spot in Cooperstown, though his induction ceremony crowd will not be all cheers. Um, so build a separate section in the Baseball Hall of Fame for all those special players. Put him there along with Alex Rodriguez, Sammy Sosa, Mark McGuire, Rafael Palmeiro, Roger Clemens, et cetera, et cetera. I'm all for that. So people basically are acknowledging that he was a cheater. Some people think that he should go in. Some people think that he shouldn't. Some people that he should go in with like an asterisk. So there's still a lot of hoopla around this guy, and people can't get over his speculated cheating because, again, unlike people like Alex Rodriguez and Rafael Palmeiro and what's that other guy's name? Jose Canseco,
Mm.
Barry Bonds, Mark McGuire, not Barry Bonds, Mark McGuire, Sammy Sosa. These are people who actually were found out to have been cheating. And Barry Bonds, it is still merely speculation at this point. But he still appears to be a lightning rod nonetheless. So, I mean, do you think that the MLB community is going a bit hard with their zeal anti Barry Bonds sentiments?
I'm shocked. I'm shocked about that. Um, I was more in favor of the people that were like jeering the MLB for having the audacity to put him on anything. Um, but as that other dude pointed out, that it's the reporters, not the MLB itself. And it's like, I don't know, dude. It's their club. And it was ever since he became, the poster child for this. Yeah, man, his name's been getting dragged through the mud ever since. Um, at the time when I found out, I was disappointed, but once I was disappointed that he was juicing, but at the same time, there was this debate going around, whether people, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of power you got to put into those. He had the power to do it, but I mean, locating those pitches, and I mean, baseball is such a different game, bro. And as far as my knowledge, there's cheating going on all around baseball. It's disgusting. They have to implement so many new rules for these pitchers out here, increasing their spin rates with these new ways of getting the ball slick. Everybody's trying to get an advantage in baseball. It's one of the messiest sports out there. So for to treat him like a leper, like he gambled on the game, which he didn't. He was just juicing like everybody else. So I don't think they need to build a new compartment, and uh, quarantine them in this special hall over here with video game numbers and the regular humans. Guess what, man? That's ridiculous. And just put Barry in there, let the game slide, and yeah, man, I feel as though the MLB is doing what they do best, much like any other major corporation, but especially these sports ones. um, when you sign this contract with these people, you also signed over your name and your likeness forever and in perpetuity. They can use your image and likeness however they choose, even if they don't even mess with you like that. And so the part about this that I feel a little, backhanded, is the fact that, and it don't even have to be Hall of Fame stuff. It's just how they don't even acknowledge the man no more. But you want to bring him up in Black history. So that's the part about it where it's like, I don't like it. It's a little distasteful to me. Everybody that falls on the spectrum on their opinion of him, I feel as though they're entitled to it. There's all coming from reasonable spots. I can't disagree with anybody. For the people that don't like him for juicing, the people that don't care like myself, or the people that are like in the middle. Like this whole argument about juicing in the MLB to me is one of the more overblown things going on in all sports, because they all did it. So, what are your thoughts, man? How do you feel about the MLB posting Barry Bonds for uh, what's that, Black History? And what do you feel about the people, man? Which side of the fence are you falling on this one?
Colin Cowherd talks a lot about how baseball is the one sport where counting numbers are valued more than anything else. Like
Mm-hmm.
he talks about, because I don't know too much about baseball. Ironically, as a side note, the first sport that I ever played organized was baseball.
Ah.
Interestingly, before I ever picked up a basketball, baseball is the first sport I ever played in
Mm-hmm.
an organized way. But he talks about how the culture of baseball. So each sport professionally of the major sports has a different culture, and that culture largely dictates how we perceive success and failure. So in the NBA, it's ring culture. The more championships you win, the more it validates your greatness. In the NFL, it's like more team oriented type thing. So like the NFL is all about the shield and organizations. It's not about individuals. So we are more likely, unless we're talking about quarterbacks, to look at successful franchises and what those franchises have done and how you fit within the construct of those teams. Baseball is the one where it's all about numbers. So for example, in the NFL, right? If a guy like won one Super Bowl, but he was an all-time great quarterback, no one is going to say that he was like worse than a guy who won more Super Bowls but was not as good of a player. Like Warren Moon never won a Super Bowl. Nobody thinks um, that Trent Dilfer is better than Warren Moon because Warren Moon didn't win a Super Bowl and Trent Dilfer did, right? But in the NBA, what people will do is validate championships. Uh, Robert Ory has 7 NBA titles, so he might be better than, I don't know, Paul Pierce, who only won one championship, because in the NBA they count rings like that.
Which is stupid.
In baseball it's pretty much all statistics. So like in baseball, they're validating a player's greatness based upon records broken, home runs, RBIs, and all of this other stuff that, these counting numbers that they accumulate and amass over time in baseball. So the problem that Barry Bonds has is when you are believed to have cheated in the sport that he played, the that cheating is directly tied to the one thing that people use to evaluate where you are in terms of how good you were. So that's kind of the uphill battle that he's fighting, in terms specifically when it comes to baseball.
Mm-hmm.
And baseball's weird like that because all they do is just count stuff. They're just counting. Everything is about counting numbers, strikeouts and runs
Yeah.
batted in and stolen bases and home runs and whatever else they count in baseball. It's all about counting these numbers and these records and stuff. You know, so he's fighting an uphill battle. I'm like you. I'm in the middle. It doesn't really offend me. I don't like cheating. I don't.
Me either.
Honestly, if I'm being honest, I don't like cheating. I don't like someone being acknowledged for greatness when they enhance something artificially in order to help get them there.
LeBron. My bad, Brian. Son of I ain't never cheat the game. That's what he said. He came out his mouth and said that. I want my damn respect.
Yeah, you did. We want our respect, and I want my respect too. As he won an artificial championship in a bubble,
Oh, I
talking
love it,
that
man.
crap. You
My
would
bad,
derail me
LeBron.
on some LeBron stuff. Yeah. Like I don't like cheating. I don't. But at the same time, if everyone universally agrees that he had a Hall of Fame career prior to the point in which he was speculated to have been cheating, is it so beyond the pale to just count up all of his numbers and accolades and achievements up to that period of time? And then that becomes the official record in terms of his Hall of Fame credentials? Like if we can do that, then just do that for him. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So like if it is believed that he had a Hall of Fame career up until the year 2000 or 2001 or whenever, then just count up everything that he did up until the year 2001, and that's the official statement of record for his Hall of Fame credentials, and then just call it a day. And then officially he'll be in rather authentically because the numbers that he is in for will reflect everything he did minus the cheating. I feel like that's a happy medium for everybody, but I feel like baseball is also the one sport where you have the most purists, the
Yeah.
most people, the most
Uh,
I the people who are the most idealistic in terms of their way of thinking about stuff. So they have an idealistic way about looking at the Hall of Fame, and it has to be a totality. And they don't want to do segments or asterisks or whatever. It has to be the totality.
so,
So if it has to be
so basically, Barry Bonds didn't write his own bars. He had a ghostwriter,
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah, yeah,
he's trying
basically.
to get into the discussion as one of the best of all time. It's like you
Lyric,
can't.
yeah,
Everybody know you
right,
had
yeah.
writers.
Yeah, they're just shutting them out entirely, altogether. Like they're just not letting them in. And so if it's all about totality, then yeah, it is what it is, man. Tough sledding. But I say kind of segment it out. It just be, and the only reason why I'm saying this is because baseball is so contingent upon numbers. So it's because the culture around baseball is so based upon numbers, statistics, metrics, then just accumulate the metrics while he was not juicing allegedly, and use that as the statement of record for his Hall of Fame credentials, and just let the chips fall where they may. Because then at that point, you might feel some type of way because he's in there, but at least the numbers and the accolades that he's in there for are legit, devoid of cheating. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But people can't let it go because baseball is the sport of purists. I feel like baseball is the sport of purists. As far as him being acknowledged during Major League during Black History Month, so what? Um, Let him have his spotlight as part of Black History Month. It's not like he doesn't have a place within the confines of professional sports for black athletes. So I don't see why that's an issue. I just think people use this as an opportunity to lament on his cheating. And so, like
Fair.
I think it's a bit of a redirect because I don't. I mean, I read through that post. I don't think it was trying to make. I don't think that was Major League Baseball's way of saying Barry Bonds is deserving of being in the Hall of Fame. I think that the community took it there. When all Major League Baseball was doing was saying, "Hey, he was a great player, and it's Black History Month, and he's black." I feel like that's what Major League Baseball was doing, and everyone else took it and ran with it and brought up all the cheating and all of that other stuff. So
Boy,
I just think
crazy,
that that's
bro.
people. That's just people being sour grapes and taking the baton and running with it. He deserves to be mentioned in terms of the context of Black History Month. I'm not affronted by that at all. But when it comes to all of that cheating stuff, stop everything short of when he was alleged to have started cheating. Add up those numbers and evaluate his Hall of Fame worthiness based upon that. That's my say.
Hey, man. Well said, man. And that's spot on, man. This is just Twitter chaos. This is just they're here for it. They're waiting for
Yeah.
something to drop to turn up. So that's a good call. They just wanted to talk shit, it sounds like. But I still see uh both sides to the argument. So yeah, I'm pretty much in the middle. I say let the man
Yeah.
in the hall though. I want to see him get in.
Yeah. Yeah, me too, man. Let him get in and just, while he
Mm,
just add up all the numbers while he was a pirate. If those numbers mean he can get in, no matter what ballot it is, then, put him in there.
mm,
But baseball's crazy like that. Those people are very avid. You talk about, you know, acolytes in the media. Baseball is number one on that list, man. Those people go crazy with those numbers and that Hall of Fame stuff.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But good luck, Barry.
Yeah,
That head
man.
did get pretty big there, bro. But
That
I'm
mouth
with
there.
you. Yeah, yeah, I'm with you. I see both sides. I do see both sides, but it wouldn't piss me off if he got in, and it wouldn't piss me off if he didn't. So,
Same. Same. Sorry, Barry.